Back Bloodborne, part 34. So continuing on with the story. Gonna take on the bow first. So now made a regular enemy, the Shadows of Yarnum. Like I said, I don't like them. This cage will drop you all the way down to Mergo's Mergo entrance. This is a secret elevator too, so we'll approach that direction. Just to show where it goes. Wing it. Yep. Then what you want to do is stand here. Kind of keep your camera angled so you can see the door. And then once you're there, roll right out. Now, this is the back entrance area to the iron gate key usage. Inflicted organ for chalice material. Our best frenzy setup is going to be needed here. So whatever you got. Here, I'm all ready. Have your sedatives on hand, and then just good dodging and fast attacks. It's too late. The rune would probably be a good idea too to put on if you want to go back and deal with all that. But you just have to be quick. So obviously you don't want two of them at the same time. You want to be patient. Just be quick on your sedatives. That lucky job. There you go. Got lucky there. Yep, we got some cursed gems from them, so they are a great farming method for cursed gems. Pretty good one right there, to be honest. But we don't use blunt, so I could have used that for my other run. HP depleting. Terrible. Those are the gems you want to sell and get rid, because they're not used for anything. And in this room, you're going to get a bunch of patches spiders. Just really, really strong. Coming out to this switch, make sure you don't drop down the hole before you do this. You want to pull this lever, and this is straight up ripped out of Demon Souls as well. So the giant brain of Mensis is what we needed to take down so we can traverse this area a lot more safely now. So no more big old frenzy pops anywhere. We will have another dude to deal with here. Let's see, can we survive it? The answer is no. Go ahead and get out of here. Traveling around this backside right here is used for the iron key. Arcane down. Bunch of Great One's wisdoms. Whole bunch of insight right here. Yep. And you would see with the brain still popping off, we would have had a hard time kind of traversing through here, because it would have been non-stop frenzy. Nothing else in the way though. You can't jump down there. We will come back because we have to jump down there. Right here you want to be careful because this guy is kind of miserable. He knows exactly where we're at. So kind of take the path that he's not going towards. Because we want to get the drop on him. I would just heal through this. No. And this is another hunter tool. Kind of too late though to be getting something like this. I think this should have been early game. So a special hunter tool acquire pretty much heals your party. So we were doing co-op the entire time throughout the game, but they gave us an item that makes it useless at this point because there's not a whole lot of co-op opportunity after this. Might be useful for the DLC because that's the only point that gives you any more real deals with co-oping. But other than that, nothing special. And that's going to be it for the brain dudes forever, thank God. Go ahead and put on our stuff. And go ahead and exit out this way. There's nothing here. So watch out to not fall in the hole, though. You want to drop down. You'll take huge damage, so make sure you can survive it. And grab the blood rock. This is the only instance of a blood rock showing in the main story. Falling down, you will die. So now we can get a weapon up to +10, and you will recognize this place as where we fought the hunter. And this is a really good place right here to kind of drop us into. Because what we need to do is go back down. And if you're quick enough, you can sprint past this one. Just kind of ignore it. Don't fall down the hole. And then reach this new elevator. Go ahead and have a torch. It's going to get pretty dark in here. This elevator will only show up once you drop the brain. So if you want to walk forward, looks like you're standing on nothing. Come forward and you'll see where we dropped it. So I like to stand in front of the eye. And if you went to the orphanage, you will have found the make contact gesture, and you need to stand here for a few seconds. Very cool. So we got the upgraded moon. From here you can go ahead and just kill the thing. And get yourself a living string along with some echoes. Just a chalice material. But the biggest thing you wanted to pull out of that was obviously the moon rune upgraded. So now we have the best version of moon, which will make farming tremendously easier. And then if you didn't want to pop a bolt hunter's mark, we just run straight back to the elevators. They will defend their Iron Maiden mistress. it's okay. A nice little side route there. Thankfully, we did that all in one turn. Usually isn't the answer. Then if you want to farm those silver wolves for any of their crescent gems, then go ahead and do so now. The brain won't be popping off anymore since it's been killed. We're gonna ride it to the top. Call this one back. And this is how you get through without using a Bolt Hunter's Mark. Just to go back to the lamp. Depending on how many vials you might have used in that entire stretch, might be a better option to go, though. Because you do have a lamp anyway. Go. Okay. And then we got Shadows of Yarnum to deal with, so just kind of run up here and take them out. Yeah, the flame dude, just kind of watch him. You hit tracked him nicely. If you're running a slower weapon, just let them do their dodge and then take swipes at them each time they stop their dodge movement. It's the easiest way to deal with them. Or just set up the viscerals, which a little bit more difficult because their moves are too sporadic to kind of read. These pigs are really tough, so you want to approach it cautiously. They give off 9,000 runes, though. Very useful enemy. And actually, the best farming method to do in this game. Up in the main story area, at least. You can choose the fall right here. It'll guide you back over to that area. But we're going to approach that from a different section. Out here, we're going to get some pigs. You kind of want them to get separated. You don't want to take on two at once. Let them. There we go. Run at us. I don't think I saw them. I can just come up on him. And thankfully I wasn't playing around with my HP because Frenzy would have taken me out. But we'll farm those dudes, or show it. guys will love it. So you kind of want to slide past them as quicker than I did, but we'll take them on anyway. Oh man, help, that's messed up. Easily got our blood vials back, so. Got himself jammed up in the corner. It's his fault. Run down this path for a optional area. If you're on online mode, you're going to pop a Bell Maiden. Some more chunks, and then drop down here. There'll be a critter. So I want to take it on the critter. Grab even more chunks. There we go. So now you are so close to getting another weapon of your choosing up to +9. So you can start choosing, 3 weapons, or if you want to just keep rolling with the left-handed weapon there and get that upgraded, it's completely up to you. I would think a more beneficial way is to try to utilize the 3rd weapon option, just because chunks are very expensive, so we try to avoid the overall cost of things. Then obviously we don't want to really travel along with 100k runes just sitting in our pockets for a next boss. So we are going to make a quick detour. I want to show something off real quick. That's her again. So this chest is pretty interesting. It has a Yusefka blood vial in it. You just go ahead and pop the one you already have. Open this up so we don't lose anything there. Don't really understand the whole Yusefka thing. I don't know why her blood vial would be inside of that. This is a shortcut elevator. Back to where we meet the Shadows of Yharnam, right here. So we're setting up pretty nicely right now. So you're going to start from Mergo's Loft middle. That's your only lamp. And then you would have to take the elevator up and down. This is the elevator to the final boss of the game, if you choose that direction. But instead, we are going to opt to go back to the Hunter's Dream and then set ourselves up for a farming method and show you guys how that works. And this is good for like if you need to farm for papers and stuff like that, or if you just really want levels and echoes built into those levels, then this is the way to do it. But you're going to come down here. We're gonna pick up on this item. Oh, it's a pebble. Okay. We are going to hop over to the hunter tree. Make sure to do your route. You may fortify the Evelyn if it will help you out. Left-handed weapons have a bad habit, though, at not producing a lot of damage, so it's really up to you. The pistols are mainly used for parries anyway. Oh, here's German again, yay.
Oh, Lawrence, Master Willem, somebody help me. Unshackle me, please. Anybody. I've had enough of this dream. The night blocks all sight. Oh.
Raise conversations with German.
Welcome. What is it? Good hunter. Farewell.
Go ahead and spend the echoes here.
What is it? Very well. Farewell.
So for farming setup, we want to put on the best air rune that we could have afforded this run was the second version. Obviously, the higher tiers would be the better options, but that's all we can do. You definitely want the moon rune, and then put on another moon rune. This is just going to give you even more echoes to deal with. And then all you need to do is go back to the loft. Killing these things will give you increased echo runes. Just want to travel up here. Hardest part is going to be dealing with the shadows of Yarnum, but oh yeah. Okay, if we bring him over here, we can actually get them to engage with the pigs. That's crazy. Oh, this we're pulling out that visceral, we're gonna get pretty hefty now. 20k runes. 3 pigs do that over and over again. Well, we gotta die. And a continuous mistake is just not to send this thing back down. And you can take on the shadows if you want. They're just a little difficult. So if you're patient enough, you can just run that over and over again. Then turn those in. So with this setup, as long as you pull out the viscerals and get the killing blow that way from the pigs, that's 80,000 runes a run. The only problem is you have to go back and forth between the Hunter's Dream and Mergo's Lob, so. Or you could just die, fall off the edge, and then get restarted from the lamp there, and then be confident to get your echoes back. Whatever's quicker. Actually want to fortify the Reader Palash now to its fullest form. You will have popped a trophy for that, getting a weapon to +10. Nothing special more than just the damage. That's it. So now we are hitting at the hardest it can possibly hit in the entire game. Yeah, these circular ones are be fitted anywhere. Might want to take a look at this stuff. Oh my god. Setting up for a boss fight, we want all the normal stuff. More stamina, and a choice between damage reduction or HP. I would probably select all damage reduction. There's no visceral setups for this one, so you just got to straight truck through it. I don't know why I put this back on. Of course I have it.
Welcome. Very well.
And 50 will be a really good stop point for vitality for a long time. Now the rest of the time you want to pump into more endurance and skill, blood tinge, whatever your skill is. And go on ahead and return. Get ready for the boss. Yeah. Just remember, setting up for every boss is individual to its own right. This boss has, I don't even know if it's got a weakness, but we're just going to put fire attachment anyway. It could be akin, I don't know. But it has multiple blades. This is Mergo, the Wet Nurse. Final boss of the game, story-wise, if you choose it to be that kind of an ending. Otherwise, the game would continue, and you would actually have, like, an optional final boss and then an optional final boss. So in this fight, it's all about running away and staying behind this thing. When it pulls off like the shadow cloak move, the whole arena will turn dark. Best method I found is to run around the entire arena in circles. So that's why we have 2 stamina boost, along with the Hunter rune to increase the stamina recovery. And then the product's the same, just kind of stab away at the back. Lock-on's probably not necessary. Go ahead and do this. Get it on. Oh, very cool design. Just get behind it, unless it does that. When it's stuck against the wall like that, it's going to be kind of hard to get behind it, obviously. Yep, when it decides to pull off this move, just run in circles. let your stamina replenish. Come out, start moving left and wide. Just keep moving. Then once it recovers, kind of get behind it again. And that's it. Then you would have earned the final 1/3 umbilical cord. And now we got 4. You only need to consume 3 in order to get the best ending of the game. Or the true ending, I should say. And then after this, it's really just more about farming for your runes and get whatever you want for your final setup. When we go back to the Hunter's Dream, though, it is all going to be different. Don't worry about the fire. It's not like everything's destroyed or anything.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Good hunter, farewell, good.
The only thing to do left now is to do what you said and go to Gurman. That is where you're going to make your final choice in how this game ends. But we're not ready to do that, because as soon as you end it, it goes straight into New Game Plus. Which, up to everything we did now, would be unadvisable. Buy the other Blood Rock for 60. Then go ahead and make the other weapon a 10. There we go. Now we have 2 plus 10s. Don't get better than that. See the scaling for rifle spear is a B and a B. Then we got A and a D. So redeploy is actually an arcane-ish weapon. Wow. Crazy. Now, on normal Souls ending runs, you would destroy all the NPCs because you're going to cycle back to a New Game Plus, meaning that you want their items. The only ones that we have left are the ones in Cathedral Ward. So we're going to go there and cleanse everybody. Just kind of make your way around the room and poke them. They're no longer of use to the story of Bloodborne, and we don't really need them for the endgame, because you would do this anyway on a normal run. He's only good for cocktails, so something we've had this entire game. Adela for a rune. This is Odian Wraith. This is new. So Odin Wraith will grant visceral attacks grant bullets from doing visceral attacks. But we get a very better upgrade of this if you decided to turn everyone into monsters and take on the optional NPCs that we just kind of left alive. It's a good setup if you're using like a lot of bullets, especially for the cannon or the flame sprayer and stuff like that. So pulling out viscerals will always give you your bullets back. It's gonna be handy in a pinch, especially if you're traversing like long, grueling areas. And then finally, because he knows what's about to happen.
I only wanted to be your friend.
And we get the form of Odin. So we got the better version earlier, and then we got a weaker version, but if you combine the two, that's 7 extra bullets on top of putting 5 from your blood bullets, so you could just wreck shop with a bunch of Quicksilver if you're into that range stuff. Yeah, I mean, you see, we're smacking things really hard now. One-shotting Ghostface. So we've come a long way. Then with everything upgraded and taken care of, as long as you've done your stuff, then sauce me up. check this. Rune setup if you need to, we already did. And if you're not interested in DLC or any more Chalice dungeons, then proceed through the gate that we've been walking by this entire game. If you proceed through the gate, you're going to hit a cutscene. You're going to talk to Gurman, and then you're going to have 3 options. So 3 alternate endings to this game. One of the simple variety is just to say you accept him, and then it's game over, thrown into new game +1. If you refuse him, you're going to get into a fight, and then that'll be the end of that, new game +1. And then the other option is to consume at least 3 of the umbilical cords, fight Gurman, fight the secret boss, and then the game will end on that. And then you'll go to New Game Plus as well. Feel free to experiment at this point with anything else you might want to do. The only thing you can't do is take your stat points and turn them into anything else. So they don't allow you to do that here. You'll have to grind out however many runes it takes to get to 99 in every single stat.
Go. Very well.
Yeah, it is all about the tinge. The skill. 8,000.
Gammon away. Go. Very well then.
We'll just sell and upgrade map.
Gammon away. Go on. Very well then.
Oh.
Farewell.
Oh, a lot of optional things to still do though. We got the Ailing Laron Chalice still to perform, the DLC, and obviously finishing off the game for good. But what we're gonna do though is pop the DLC entrance, then take on the first little part of that stuff. Or I'll come to a decision between doing the Chalice or doing the DLC stuff. DLC is pretty good. Like I say, it's as good as like Dark Souls 1 and 3's DLC, but the Old Hunters has some pretty interesting bosses and levels to them. Extremely short, but it's made long to how many attempts it might take you to do stuff, because the enemies there are just ridiculously crazy. Only ran through that DLC once, so not a lot will come to memory unless I've seen it and been like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this. I appreciate that. Hunter's dream is on fire. Gurman's dream is coming to an end, but we have much more Bloodborne to do. See you next time.